What up, my good people? This is Lucky Reacts. I am your host. You guessed it, Lucky. Appreciate having all you here today, man. I'm excited about today. It's been a couple of days since I dropped a video, but that's because the weekend was going on, football games and a bunch of stuff, and I don't want to bother you with my reaction and my pauses and what I think and that. And I'm new and I'm getting stuff wrong. I'm mixing up information. I don't want to, have you breaking down my videos as I was breaking down some videos that I missed throughout the whole entire history of metal, rock, punk, everything, right? But we're here today, man. I'm reacting to a video that has been highly requested since I've been doing this video. Since my first video I reacted to, this group has been mentioned day one. This group is Gojira. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Gojira, and I'm doing Flying Whales. I'm excited because, like I said, people just been suggesting it, and we're gonna knock it out today. So let's get right with it. I want to say two things. One, I love a long intro. I do. It's funny because only because of the music business did we start, doing like 8-bar intros and then the verse come in, or a hook first and then the verse has to come in. Like by industry rule and law, did we start doing that, right? But we were just making the music. I'm talking about all forms of genre. We were just making music. We was just jamming out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, however long the band want to play, they can play before they start singing anything. Or if they sung anything at all, lyric wise. So I love a good intro. I know it's kind of old school to a lot of you. A lot of you old school cats like myself, you understand what I mean. But so a lot of you younger guys may not understand that per se, but I love a long intro. And I'm not sure how long this intro is, but it ain't came on yet. The song ain't came on yet. But it allows you to feel the music, vibe out to the music. It's dope because it allows your mind to take you somewhere before the song even come in. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not a professional in the ocean by any form, but it sounds like whales in the background, right? I figure if it sounds like some kind of animal in the background, so I assume they would be what whales sound like underwater. So it's like your mind is, you're into this beat, this music is playing, they rock it out, they jam it out, and at the same time you're getting these whale sounds. So your mind doesn't even know where to go yet, which is cool because just let your mind play out, let your imagination play out. What do you think this song is going to be about? What is flying whales? What do they mean by that? Is it a literal sense? Are they getting a little under the surface with this? So it's pretty dope off top. It was just the beat going, just in playing. It's pretty dope off top. I don't know how far I went out, so I'm gonna just zoom up a little bit, and hopefully I don't get too much before the lyrics. But we'll see. Oh. definitely will. Cigar. Oh,
Waters of chaos have invaded our space. The flood on earth again. I have to find the wheels that once did guide us to the islands of life. I won't despair. I'll bring this dark around and turn heavy sea. I'll search the flight away. Beneath the seas, the ocean had a different view of us on earth, the sinking ship of men. But it's beyond the stars. I found the place where they were, and they finally came to light. Over the weeds, they dwell in light. Like the arrow in the sky, I found myself on the higher ground from up here, for I see them all the ways in front.
okay, okay. Wait a minute. See, here's what I like about metal. And don't be nitpicky with me. That's not metal. That's rock, and that's not rock. That's metal. That's not that kind of metal. That's new metal. That's not. We've been here before, right? So just you understand what I'm saying. What I like about it is that one, um, I'm so used to in other genres the way you speak about. It depends on. I was going to say pain, but it depends on pain. It's like, for example, hip hop and R&B. If I'm rapping about pain, my voice kind of go sad or a little more aggressive for anger, or like there's a tone or there's a beat change to kind of match the feeling. It's like the music is trying to guide you as a listener to feel like this, right? They do it in church a lot. I don't know if anybody goes to church. Like when they want to bring up the energy, then the musicians play a higher pace song, right? They want to bring the energy up. When they want to bring it down, you slow pace it, right? It's like the movie Ray. Y'all remember the movie Ray when he was playing in the auditorium? He had the big old auditorium. He was just the piano, and everybody was like real loud. And then the maitre d had told him turn their lights down because it sets the mood for the people, so the people know to be quiet, so he can sing a ballad, the mood can match, and then people can accept it better. So, and what's cool about this is that if you hear the lyrics, he's like, because I can't say I know exactly what they're saying, but what it seems to me is that the metaphor is, for example, he said, like I don't know what he said exactly. Let me go back a little bit. He said something geared to like the. Let me see the flood. Where's the flood? Where's the flood? Oh, okay. He said waters of chaos have invaded. Here we go. Waters of chaos have invaded all space. I have to find the whales let me see to guide us. I'm messing up something. Anyway, to guide us to the dry lands of life. Um, in search of something. Let me see. Yeah, so to me, like he talks about the flood, like waters of chaos have invaded all space like the flood, right? And so biblically, he's starting you from like the middle of a story. So instead of giving you the beginning, like biblically, the people are tearing up this place. They're not acting the way they're supposed to be acting. They're full of sin, it's full of chaos, and they're tearing this world apart. So as a punishment, God in the Old Testament created the flood, right? To wash away it all, right? That's why they say water the chaos to flood the place, right? I'm looking for the whales to guide me to life, right? Whales, and also whales are very like I don't have the right term, but whales are like what's the metaphor for like well he kind of said it like leaders and like guiding teachers, like very wise animals. Like if there's something going on in the ocean and the whales are going a certain direction, you might want to follow them. You might want to follow the whales to take you towards safety or the light or whatever. So I'm assuming here, I could be terribly wrong, that this is a metaphor for the world. You see the flood and everything, right? And we as humans are tearing this place apart. And metaphorically, I'm searching for some kind of hope to find my way. But so I'm using the whales to guide me there, right? I could be way off, but this sounds like more of a spiritual song. I don't mean spiritual like religion. I mean spiritual like the humans are can be terrible. It is terrible. We are terrible, right? But the overall of us, right? And there's good in us, but how do we find it when the world is being torn apart? Look at right now, the world right now. It's chaos, right? And it's not just for me speaking from here from America, which we know is anyway, but it's globally, it's humans are tearing this place up, right? So we're looking for some kind of hope, and I'm looking for the whales to guide me in that place to find life, find me a hope. You know what I mean? Like now it's early on, like I said, I might be wrong, but as of right now, that's what it is. And back to the sound, the circle. I know I'm talking a long time. Trust me, it's going to make sense. When I talk about the sound and how hip hop and R&B kind of will guide you in the sense of what it's supposed to sound like because of the mood. What I like about this is that in metal, you can growl and you can kind of like roar, but the words in the pain is the same. So even if I'm dealing with a heartache, I can growl that, right? If that's the right term, right? You can use that voice like what's my man from Slaughter to Prevail, right? Like the lead singer, Slaughter to Prevail. You know, he got that roar, that growl, that roar he does, and it's super, super deep. But you can be singing about heartache or heartbreak and pain and still use that voice, but the words are the words. It means what it means, right? So you don't want to hear that and think like, that's why I talk about how people outside of this music can get this music so messed up because they hear the roar and the growl, and they always think from a religious standpoint, they always think the devil. And I'm like, no, it's a voice. It doesn't connect to that all the time. It doesn't mean that. So, all right, I'm gonna stop my rant here, and we'll continue later on somewhere. But this is dope so far. I'm loving it. Take it back a little bit. Okay.
Like the arrow in the sky, I found myself on the higher ground.
No more.
Over the weeds, they dwell in the light. Like the arrow in the sky, I found myself on the higher ground. From up here, for I see them all the ways inside.
You know what's the genius in it all is that I'm as I'm learning more about the music and the genre, picking up hearing certain songs, I have to deprogram my mind the way I hear music and what I see as a songwriter, right? Because I would never, not would never, I'm sorry, but before learning this, right, I would never write about this to a beat that sounds like that, and I got to get out of that, right? Because because when you hear so many people talk about like how metal have changed them, helped them with depression, brought them through like tragic times in their life, dealing with grief, dealing with like health, dealing with like just the stresses and the negatives of this world, and you hear some of the songs that brought them through, very, very, very hard songs sometimes, whether it's high energy, head banging hard songs, right? But it's the content, the concept that's bringing them through, right? It's and energy too. Sometimes you need the energy to shake you up, right? So I think it's helping me like think outside of the little box of hip hop. That and like I said, no, I'm never disrespecting hip hop. I just mean like the little box of any one genre that you're into mostly, right? You got to get out of that box and expand. And when I hear music like this and hear a concept like flying whales, I got to look the meaning up after this, after I listen to this too. But I hear the concept of flying whales to this track, to this beat. I'm sorry, not track, but to the music. It's really, really interesting. It's super dope that this is what you heard. I'm not sure the process of how they write, but to hear this music and write that is sick. Like I love it. I love the fact that it just teaches me so much, and you just don't know what you think you know until you know it. It's pretty dope. Nice. And also, I'm such a like a nerd of like I'm so into talent and like it's like you hear a song and if you hear a super cool drum solo, then all of a sudden you want to play the drums. Like I hear the drum solo or hear somebody kill, and I'm like, man, I wish I could play the drums, right? Or you hear the guitar going off, a dope riff, or even just like a cool little tone. Excuse me, like they're doing here. You just like, man, I wish I was up there with the guitar, doing my thing. I wish I could sing lead like this person. And you got to pull back. Like, look, you can't do everything. So sometimes it's good to just enjoy what other people can do and sit back, and then you get to do your gifts when it's time to do your gifts. But just enjoy them as they see fit. But I wish I could do a lot of more things than I do now. Yo, I remember what I felt like when I first did the reaction video to Pantera's Domination, the live version when they were in Moscow, and they got to that last breakdown part. How I want to snap my neck off because I want to just headbanging so much. Like that was insanity, man. It's such a beautiful marriage. For me, it seems like when opposites attract. And I know that's not like the truth in essence of like the music, but I'm talking about me and my newly way of learning and hearing this music. The concept, I wouldn't put that concept on that music, which I'm wrong about. That's what I'm saying. Like the fact that I wouldn't have done it makes it wrong, right? Because why? Because when you hear it, it means what it means. It's like you sometimes you get people get so caught up in like the sound and forget no, not even the sound. Sometimes people get so caught up in the programming of what something is supposed to be, right? Which we're wrong, right? They say rules are made to be broken, and the greats and the legendaries break rules all the time. They don't follow the rules; they break the rules. That's how legends become legends, right? If Jimi Hendrix stuck by the rules of whatever he learned in guitar class or school, then he would have just been some regular guy with an afro that never been heard about and wouldn't be a great. And I wouldn't be speaking to him today. Somebody had to break the damn rules, right? So when you hear these things that you think don't go together, prime example. I remember listening to an interview where Pharrell and Nigo were at lunch at one point, and it was Nigo who the owner of Bape, right? So Nigo, it was his first time in America. They were having lunch at a diner, and Pharrell was ordering some lunch, and Nigo wanted to order a hot dog and a glass of milk, right? So Pharrell was like, "Wait a minute, that's disgusting. Who would order a hot dog and a glass of milk?" So Nigo was saying, "What do you mean? Why can't I order a hot dog and a glass of milk?" Pharrell said, "Because a hot dog and a glass of milk, they don't go together." And Nigo said, "Who says? Who says what goes?" He said, "I like hot dogs and I like milk. Who says they don't go together? What rules is that?" But Pharrell understood in that moment he was using a very Western way of thinking, right? Where peanut butter has to go with jelly, or a hot dog has to have mustard and ketchup, or cheeseburger or hamburger have to be served with fries. It's a very Western way of thinking. And like how I think of hip hop when I listen to the music, very small in the box way of thinking, right? When there's a whole world out there that doesn't necessarily consider the way you do things. Not like they're not like they're not considerate of it, but they just don't think in that way. That we don't do it like that, and we don't even care that you do it like that, right? So that's what's so dope about the music and bringing concepts together and sounds and then rocking out and the beat changing 4 or 5 times over one period of time. That song was 7 minutes and something long. The intro was maybe 2.5 minutes before you heard a lyric. It was dope jamming out and whale sounds. Why? Because we want to. Because it's dope, because that's how we feel, right? It's the reason why this record sounds amazing. Because if we did it by the standards of what you think our song should be structured, because you're worried about radio or you're worried about whatever it be to be played in the mall or whatever, then yeah, you take the soul completely out of the record. So it's done like this because this way sounds incredible. That was fire. Gojira, salute. That was absolutely amazing. Flying whales. I'm gonna go look up the meaning. Matter of fact, I'm looking up the meaning right now. I don't. I'm looking at the meaning right now because I mean maybe I get an idea. I don't have. I'm not gonna look up an interview, but maybe I look at the AI version of what does it mean. Let me see. Flying whales. Oh, Flying whales meeting. So it says here, right? And I'm not sure if this is right or not. This is an AI version. AI version on Google. You can't don't. That's not law. So don't argue from the point of Google with the AI overview that comes at the top. Don't ever argue from that standpoint. You'll find yourself embarrassed sometimes. But I'm going to read it to you anyway because this may be right, or I'll find out later that it's not. So it says, "Flying Whales" by Gojira is a symbolic, progressive metal track from Mars to Sirius that represents a journey of hope, ecological awakening, and spiritual guidance amidst environmental destruction. I'm kind of on point. If you heard what I thought in the first verse, I'm kind of on point. Not to the T, but it's in there, right? The song features, according to Genius Reddit users, so it's not law again, but somebody's opinion. The protagonist fleeing a dying Earth to find mythical sky dwelling whales that provide wisdom and salvation. That's what I said, right? The world's going to SHIT, and the floods. We need another flood, and because you guys can't take care of nothing, and the whales are mythical, wisdom filled, like I said, large. What is that? Large pieces of flesh. In the song, it said large shapes of flesh or something like that. They're talking about the whales. We'll follow them to a better life because y'all don't know how to act. So let's follow the animals, the big smart animals, to get us to the key: life, salvation, right? So I'm kind of right there, right? So, let me change my screen here. Why is it not going to? There you go. Okay, so yeah, I'm kind of right there. So that's fire, and I'm glad. I'm glad I was kind of on one point. I'm gonna listen to some interviews after also to maybe I can hear from their mouths what the song mean. I actually love when I can't find from the artist what a song means because sometimes artists to be left to interpretation. So sometimes I like when they'll give you an answer because it's art. Take with it what you think. Take from it what you will. You know, but that was fire. Gojira, I gotta listen to. I gotta listen to a whole album. I'm gonna actually listen. I'm gonna download that album where that song is off of and check out some more. That was dope though, and I'm all for almost 8 minutes of just dope music. That goes against every bit of what you said a song is supposed to be structured, right? That's dope, man. I look, if you made it this far, I appreciate you being here. This is Lucky Reacts. I'm your host, Lucky, once again. And I'm doing these reaction videos, man. I'm a hip hop guy trying to find my way through metal. And I'm having an absolute ball learning the stuff that I'm learning here this time. Thank you for all the suggestions. Thank you for everything, all the comments, good or bad. Good or bad. I get mostly good comments, but I do get some negative comments here and there, but I'm okay. They're not like super like bad, like people saying little silly stuff, whatever. But it's cool because I appreciate an honest opinion, even if it's mean sometimes. But for the most part, people are absolutely amazing. You're helping me. You're coming with dope suggestions, whether it's songs, bands, and things to look up. So this is really helping my channel, man. I'm having an amazing time. Every day I'm looking forward to finding new music so I can react to it. And I thank you guys for suggesting this super dope band. I'm going to get more into them, man, and we're going to rock out every single time. Every single time, and I appreciate you guys. Excuse the big rant in the beginning of the video. But yeah, I just had to get them thoughts off. But I appreciate y'all. So don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Share it with somebody. Watch the reaction with somebody else. Maybe if you got a friend that's a Gojira fan, maybe they'd like to hear what I think about this, me reacting to it for the first time. But anyway it goes, I appreciate you all. And tune in next time. We got something super, super dope for you every single time. Because we react to the dope stuff. Old, new, doesn't matter. Just dope stuff. So until then, you know what it is. Rock on.